Well, hello. Maybe I'll turn this light on and see if it's any better. But I'm back. Ain't no better. Uh, let me see if I can get it. Let's raise it up a little bit. How about that? Okay, in a while, I am going to talk about, I can't help it, my dehydrator's running. And it's a digital. I have got a manual industrial coming without the barcodes on it. Or the little brain. See that little brain? This came out of a yard ornament. It's a little lights. Runs off solar. But that little chip there is the same as barcode. That barcode's right there. We're going to talk about that. My Faraday cage is too big to bring in here, so I always wrap everything I put in there with aluminum. A couple of laptops, it's got the CD-ROM in it, RAM, whatever. That's the little disc. But I usually take the labels off the barcode because if they can go by your house with sophisticated equipment and find out exactly everything that you have bought that has a barcode on it. Now, they say they make an ink deal. I've been checking on it, that you can just rub over it without having to cut it off. But when I do my dehydrating, now you're supposed to do this 4 or 5 days, see if it sticks. I did make a mistake on my tomatoes. I did them at too hard of a higher temperature. But back on the barcodes, and the little electronic brain that comes with everything. It's like this little dehydrator here. It's got an electronic brain. This one over here, it's a round one. It don't have one. And the big commercial one I bought, it's just got a timer that ticks down and a manual sets the temperature. It doesn't have a digital. I'm getting away from everything digital. And I'm storing stuff in jars. Here's my homemade plantain. And my dried apples. What else? Got all kinds of stuff. I need to do this too, come think of it. That's my onions, dried onions. I had some onions that I didn't get completely dry. They went black. I was afraid of black mold, so I threw them out. And then, but you have to make sure that when you're dehydrating, that nothing sticks to anything and it busts up well. Got one, there you go, it fell down. But you have to make sure they're good and dry products. But anyway, back to the barcodes. If they set off an EMP, the little electronic gadgets that runs about everything, little electronic chips, they won't work no more. They will not work anymore. So that's why I'm getting a manual dehydrator. And I don't want 1,000 watt. I got me a 600 because I can run that off of solar. 600 watts. Battery system and solar, I get plenty of sun here. I gotta wipe my glasses though. But I'm still gonna use this digital as long as I can. But I don't want it. I'm taking barcodes off. Even jars that came with barcodes, I take the label off of them. Write on them what's in them. And that's what you gotta do. I've got a box of old Maybe I get it. This ain't fit to eat, but it has no barcode on it. You know, that's how old it is. I don't know when that year that came by, but that's what I'm saying. If it don't have a barcode on it, it's fine. But when they set off an EMP, anything that's got a chip or digital, which has to have a chip to run the digital, will not work. That's why I'm getting an industrial manual or use my old one over here, which is a little round one. You don't set the temperature or nothing, it's just pre-done. Has no chip in it. And let's check all this stuff. So this is still, if it can bend, it ain't dry. You need it to snap. What else is under here? Oh, here's my peppers. They're just about, but see, that's broke. It snapped. We're almost ready. I'm trying to get away from all them refrigerators and freezers and dehydrate. Because they take power. Canning and dehydrating and preserving the old way. But I'm getting away from a lot of these barcodes. Even my oxygen absorbers came with a barcode on them. If I can't peel it off, I'll cut it off. But that's something you need to think about. I gotta sneeze. Pardon me. My nose. But that's one thing you gotta think of is barcodes, chips, they run your digital, even if you got a digital stove. I got a manual. You know, I don't have no electronic parts whatsoever. But I'm getting ready to make my herbal medicines. But like I said, you need to think about how they're going to find you. They can drive around the road and find out, oh, he bought this, he bought that, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you do your own canning, get rid of the box, or take the label, the barcode off of it. With any jars in the box, take the barcode off. Because they're going to find out what you're into buying. It could be anything. I've seen clothes with barcodes on, besides on the ticket when you buy it. But like I said, I'm into dehydrating. I'm emptying out my freezers. I'm canning, dehydrating, drying out food. But I thought, well, I better tell you guys something that might be important. My little vacuum sealer. But that's all I got doing. I'm trying to dry out some more stuff. And I've got a bunch of stuff to put up. Oh, I've got wine made up in the other room. I'm putting them in these fancy bottles. I'm sealing with wax on the end of them. You know, you don't have to be fancy. You can put them up in regular little bottles. What's all this? Now, wine will build up a pressure. This is white ginger soda that I drink. I bought it. I make my own now. But like I said, here's some grape wine. You hear that pop? Ooh, that's strong. Smell it. And I save all my pop bottles after I drink them. Here's Dr. Wells. It's like Dr. Pepper. And this got a barcode. But you need to think about that. But I use this, and I get me a number 2 cork. This pop bottle is very good. It's got a barcode from China. But I'm in the process of getting rid of all them barcodes. Gonna take a while. But that's how they're gonna drive by like they used to know if you had a radio or one of them big old discs. Find out what you bought. But like I said, that's basically what I'm up to. I bought this 100 years ago, I'd say. Probably about 30 years ago. And it's for hot storage. Let me see if I can get it open. No. Okay, it's got a plastic cup. It's got the cord that comes to it. Like a little coffee pot cord. It's got the strainer. It's got the container to carry coffee or tea. And then this here, you got a little bit bigger container, one's for coffee. You can put your powdered sugar and milk, powdered milk in it, and you can cook soup in it. You can what's this here? Oh, this is your strainer for your coffee. You put your strainer in there, and it fits right over the bottom. Put your strainer on top, and put your little lid on it. And then it's all-in-one, coffee, tea, and soup. There you go. And I don't know where you plug it in at. That's another idea I didn't even think about. There it is. Wonder where I plug it, where it plugs in at. Huh. I ain't never used this sucker. I just bought and thought, well, okay, I might. See, I don't have a way to plug it in. Let's see here. There it is. It has 2 cups. The plug-in's on board. It's one of them things I just couldn't live without. I also bought a deal with used a long time ago. I don't know how the electronic ones work. You plug it in one cigarette lighter on one car, and then plug it in another cigarette lighter on the other car that don't start because the battery died. And it starts your car. I still got it around here somewhere. I've been putting up rice. Make Spanish rice. Put up your seasoning, your bouillons, all the stuff, other stuff you need. I'm gonna let you go, but think about it. What is this? Oh, the white cornmeal. I like my Johnny cakes. Cornmeal, and then put flour, and then make a Johnny cake. If you ain't from the South, you know what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to do today. I'm looking around what I can do. I'm drying out these apples. And I keep them like this for 4 or 5 days and shake them and see if they're still dry. And then I vacuum, put a moisture pack in it, and then vacuum seed it. But that's something you need to think about. How much do you have that runs off of digital? Or has a chip in it? Because it's going to be easy to knock them chips out with one EMP blast. Yeah, them little chips. Add a barcode. Drive by one of them deals and, oh, look at there. He's got hundreds of canned food put up. And they'll even know what it is because That's how they read the stuff at the grocery store, as a barcode. Just had the bigger machines all over had. I'm gonna let you go. I've got things I've got to do today. I've been making. I didn't quit putting up stuff even after the election, and we'll just see how the next 4 years go. But I put up stuff for 365 days, something every day. And now after the election, I'm still putting up stuff or making stuff every day. Would be wine. Here's my. This has got 30 days to go, and I put it up to 10/27 for pain medication. You'll have to learn how to make your own medicine, too. Because that's another thing we're going to get you on. What is this? This powdered sugar. I like to make my own stuff out of powdered sugar. Somebody said you can make your own, take granulated and grind it up fine enough to make powdered sugar. My own vinegar. Here's my own pineapple wine. Look how pretty that is. Let me smell it. Ooh. It's enough to get you drunk, but it's also enough to make cook out of. I use this paraffin wax. Move some stuff around. I melt some paraffin wax and dip it when I put it up for long-term storage. Or, especially if it's just got a cork in it. Now, if it's got a cat bottle like that, I don't do it. But if it's just got a cork in it like this, I do. This is number 2. Number 3. That's number 3 jug. I gotta order some more of them corks. I've got a whole bunch of number 2s. I got regular wine corks. But, like I said, think about the barcodes. They're going to come by and check on you. I'll eat this can. Somebody stole my trash can. You believe that shit? But anyway, they're bringing me a new one. And but they find out what you're eating, what's just on the shelves, and everything else. My opinion is put in jars. They ain't got no barcodes on them, or take them off. I've got to go. I've said that 5 times. The pups are outside. I've ate my breakfast. We had salt pork and eggs and toast. It's a little more thicker than regular bacon. You want to look up what salt pork is. But anyway, I've got a whole bunch. My industrial dehydrator is set right here. I have 3 of them here. And when I use that one on the end. Let me just turn it down there to you. See this one, the old round one I got? Set, comes with a bunch of different trays. I like to powder up some stuff and let it re-dry on these silicone trays. I put them on the silicone trays, like powdered eggs or anything powdered. I also make fruit leathers. Put them back in there. There we go. I like to keep these out of the dust. But that comes in handy if you're doing liquids of any kind. Let me sit down. My old aching bones. Well, you're not too old to think of things that they can get you by. But My Faraday cage has got your CDs cannot be bothered by EMP blasts. I'll tell you that right now. So anything, now a stick can, or your phones and all that stuff can. But the CD-ROMs, writables, and that I downloaded a lot of information on, and then your CD player, I've got a bunch of them that used to have behind kids' seats that you plug them in a DC battery and let a kid watch a movie. Well, I captured on about 10 or 12 then, and and that way I can play it like, oh, I gotta do appendicitis or whatever, minor gallbladder. I ain't gonna die something minor. That's another way to go. But medicines, learn how to make your own medicine. I'm researching now the herbs and stuff that taste for thyroid. And that's it. Whew. Hard, but I've been getting up every day doing something. I've been making jewelry up for the Christmas sale. I'm gonna go on. And now kids like to have candy. These red hearts with a moisturizer in it is a good idea to get some kids some candy or something sweet. But like I said, be careful of them barcodes and anything that's got a chip in it. If you don't believe me, research the barcode theory, conspiracy theory, or research the EMP blasts, what it'll affect. You know, I've got old cars, old vehicles, back made in the 70s and 80s, that don't require a chip, or brain, they call it. Gotta go. Got to go to work.